Sorry, for some reason the phone's not recording suddenly. Well, anyway, the seven seals have to do with Isaiah 29:11, and also Isaiah 60:16, where it says, it's talking about the milk of the Gentiles, and that they would suck the breast of kings, right? Well, this is a male who has female breasts, right? Because it uses the word shad there, right? Now, sometimes they try to use an O with it, right? But even then, in the Strong's Concordance, it's still associated with the woman's breast on a man, though. Well, in the Septuagint, they change it to riches of kings, making it about money, you know. Well, that's the first seal. They seal. I know. They changed to direct interpretation. Now, King James uses the word breast, but it's kind of odd, but it does talk about sucking it for milk, you know. Right. Well, only a hermaphrodite can produce milk for a child to nurse from, right? Well, that's what John means. They're sealing certain scriptures, really more concealing the meaning of these scriptures, right? And that's the religious Jews. I think I've even figured out ways to pronounce the divine name that they don't use anymore either, which is from the name Eliyahu and Moshe and Sar and Sarah. Well, Yahoo is the masculine and Yahuwah, it would be the feminine, right? I know. Right. And that's what it's about. If you're one of the two witnesses, too, you're to reveal the seven seals to the world before it's destroyed or some the direct correlation to it. But anyway, it's about how long we have left, whether it's 12 to 14 days or what, right? I don't know. But it's only been 6,000 years or so since the fall. If we have 10 days of tribulation, that could be another 4,000 years. Again, if you go to 10,000. If you go to 12,000, that's what, 6, right? And if you go to 14, that's what, 8? 8. Well, even if you cut that in half, that still gives us 4,000 years, Peter. Dang. You trying to cut it short already? Whether they believe me or not, some guys acting highly contagious and difficult to deal with, and trying to jerk off with men to condemn them and rape them, maybe. And I don't think it's a Roman soldier. No. I think it's Cephas himself. And he fell from grace because he didn't reveal the whole message of Christ, right? And that's why Jesus left, too. See, I'm trying to help him return at least within half the time period by the next 4,000 years. Right. Peter knows he's sinning. He does. By the way. James says, he that knows to do good and do it not, to him it is sin. Right. Well, he's sinning for two reasons. One, he wants to die in the sin, right? And two, right, he don't want us to know the truth, right? Because it might involve Judas, his son, betraying Jesus. His father, Simon, may have put him up to it. And he's the real son of perdition, not Judas. Don't Judas. He's the one who came up with the plan to deliver him over to the Jews, right? But he thinks he's fulfilling the will of God. And in a way he did, but that God is Satan. And he became the son of the devil. And Judas, by betraying him openly, yeah, he's the real betrayer, but how was he picked of the 12? By lots. By lots. Who came up with that idea? Simon Peter. No. And he don't want you to know that either. So the one who's lying like Ananias and Sapphira is Peter himself. But that's why they dropped down. He went half Jesus, half Satan, right? And because of the time, they died of a heart attack, probably, right? He scared them to death. Right. But see, they got less than Christ had at both feedings, right? Now, they also may have mystified some of it, right? The simple explanation to why they suddenly got a lot of food is also people brought the food themselves, right? Just in case they were going to be there a while. I know. But they were hiding it stingily when, again, Jesus asked if there's anyone who has any food here, right? And he started passing it out, right? Another thing Jesus wants us to do is share and care for each other. And